Umbrellas to poke me in the eye. So thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Ed Lee, City Administrator. I want to thank you for coming here and helping us unveil and announce our new green vehicle showcase for the City County of San Francisco. You know, during the last few years, in particular last few months, there's been a national discussion and debate about what we can do for our automobile and our automobile industry. And in the face of rising gas prices, rising emissions, failed companies, bailouts, all that national discussion, I think we in here in San Francisco, instead of maybe in addition to asking that question about what we can do for our automobile industry, we've been asking the other question just as well, that is, what can the automobiles do for us in our environment challenge, in our resource challenged area and city. And in that respect, our mayor has been leading this discussion with us in government about what we should be doing to support our electric vehicle and our car sharing goals. So with that, I want to, of course, quickly introduce our mayor, who's going to outline and tell you what this whole green vehicle showcase is all about. Mayor Gavin Newsom.
Thanks, Ed. Thank you, Ed. And thank you all once again for coming out. And I say once again because I feel like we've been out here on a number of occasions over many years. Remember 4 years ago, and we were showcasing that hydrogen car, and we were talking about the future of the hydrogen highway. And we went in and we went to the back of the tailpipe, and we got a few drops, and we drank from the tailpipe. And we said, this is the future. And the governor said, this is the future, and we'll have that hydrogen highway in just a few years down the great coast of California. Well, that didn't necessarily materialize. A few months later, we started to reconcile that, and we said, you know what about these taxi cabs in San Francisco that go hundreds of thousands of miles? Isn't it time we do something differently and change the construct from the traditional combustion engine to requiring alternative fuel taxi cabs? And we had a compressed natural gas engine out there. And then we had a hybrid out there, and we had some other demonstrations. Of course, a few months later, people said, well, the CNG is great, Mayor, but I can't get any luggage in the back because there's not enough room with that big CNG gas tank to put everybody's baggage. The hybrids, well, they're good but not great. Some of the hills are not performing as they should. And we said, all right, we're not going to give up again. We'll come back to the drawing board. And we came back out 6 months later. We had all these big trucks out here, and we had a fancy Muni bus, and we had a big zoo people mover, and we had some other equipment, including some young firefighters who said, yes, it's time for biodiesel. And we said we're going to commit to B20 and biodiesel in our entire diesel fleet. And we moved that forward, and the good news there is no one complained about it, and everything seems to be going smoothly. And so that gave us a lot of confidence and expectation that things are going to get better. And so we committed and have now resolved to begin to look at the private fleet, not just demonstrating what we can do with the public fleet. And we said, all right, how do we do it in a way where we can increase access to these new technologies and provide access with real choice? Because we recognize that we need to reconcile some of the mistakes that have been made in the past with politicians prescribing winners and losers, saying it's absolutely hydrogen, it's absolutely compressed natural gas, it's absolutely LNGs, or it's absolutely hybrids, or it's just biodiesel, or in this case, just electric. I have my strong feeling that it is electric, and that electrifying our vehicle fleet is as important as electrifying our public transit fleet. And I do think that plug-in electric technology will be, as it is often referred to, will be the big game changer. And that could dramatically change the consequences of our failed foreign policy and a domestic policy that still is consumed by an industrial construct and a dependency on oil, and that the future is in the green collar sector. The future is in electrifying our fleets and creating opportunities and innovation that will drive our new economy. That's what I believe. However, I know good people disagree on how we can get there. And so Wade Crowfoot in my office said, well, why don't we do something with our friends at Zipcar and CarShare? because already we have a high adoption rate at Zipcar and CarShare. Upwards of 35,000 people in San Francisco are accessing these programs, which means, by the way, tens of thousands of cars are off the road that would otherwise be out on our streets and competing for the same parking spaces and competing for our parking garage spaces. It's a real success story in our city. In fact, so much so we decided to showcase the Zipcar and CarShare technology here in front of City Hall. And we said, well, what happens if we get Zipcar and CarShare to participate in this next generation of vehicles? And what happens if we democratize it even further by incorporating some of our other partners, some that have demonstrations right behind you as well, and provide access to their technologies? And so that was the idea. What was born from that was this showcase you see behind me, a green vehicle showcase. And we provide in the showcase choice. You have the new plug-in hybrid technology, you have traditional hybrid technology, you have compressed natural gas, the next generation of CNG technology behind us. We do it in front of City Hall because we think it's important, because we want people to know City Hall gets it and we care, and we're going to do a lot more. And we're doing it in a way that showcases a real partnership with the private sector and companies like Colum. I always say Colum, but it's Colum.
Then it must be right.
And hardly. I know I'm wrong, trust me, as much as I am right. I'm just trying to balance it. I don't want to get one ahead of the other. And you can see some of that technology right here, and that's the reason a lot of work was done by our friends at the Public Utilities Commission that were really front and center in helping support this effort to build out some of this technology, which is interestingly on loan by Colum, and kindly so for the next 2 years, because they want to demonstrate what they're capable of doing in partnership with the city as well. Ed Lee has been a superstar. He had to get, I mean, nothing is it. You wonder what takes so long in government. This took 7 departments working together. You say, what? This is just seven departments. 7 departments at Rec and Park, DPW, Public Utilities Commission, Planning Department, just come up with 3 letters and there's a department that was saying, oh, wait a second, what about us? And so all of them were coordinated by the good work of Ed Lee, and I thank them. And of course by our leadership at the Department of Environment that wants to see more of this quickly and doesn't want to continue to play in the margins. And Jared and Mark and the whole team that also organized these efforts, I'm also thankful. Meredith in our office where is Meredith? Well, Miss Meredith. We're formal Southern folks here. Miss Meredith has been also a huge champion, and thank you, Lauren, for your great work and helping put this together as well. Look, plug-in hybrids. This is the future. You know, we said this a few weeks ago with hundreds of folks. Bobby Kennedy Jr., we had the governor's office here right in the light court behind me at City Hall. We're working with the 9 Bay Area counties to create a ubiquitous infrastructure so you have charging stations throughout the entire region, so we deal with the limitation, which is range. We have partnerships that we're hoping to support, not just with the partnerships with Colum, but also Better Place and others that we're also advancing. We want to be the epicenter in the world of electric vehicle technology. We want to promote it, we want to promulgate it, and we want to say this to the automobile manufacturers. Enough is enough. I'm not, for one, interested in continuing to fund failure or to fail more efficiently. Hybrids are technology a decade old. Hybrids are not tomorrow's technology. And if we're going to continue, and I say this with respect because I know some of these folks are here, if you're going to ask for another $17+ billion from the taxpayers, that's money that comes out of the hands and pockets of folks that are at St. Anthony's Dining Room and Glide Memorial Church or at the San Francisco Food Bank. Well, don't have those dollars. If you're going to continue to do that, then it's time for real change, not marginal change. It's time to increase fuel standards dramatically. Why is it the European Union and China are so far ahead of the United States on fuel standards? Why is it that we are sitting here and you're interested in a story about a few plug-in electric hybrid cars? It should be, from my perspective, big deal. with a question mark and an exclamation point. But it is a big deal just with an exclamation point because we're not doing enough of this. I love our big three automobile manufacturers because they create jobs and opportunity and have for a generation. I thank them for making the economy what I remember it was before Lehman Day in September. We refer to it as Lehman's Day in September. But we can be so much more and so much better. But we need your support and we need your willingness to change dramatically. And so that's the final spirit to which I'm here, and hopeful and thankful to those that have brought us to this showcase today and that are here at 11:30 kicking off a real conference down at the Ferry Building on the future of electric vehicles. And I also welcome all of you to San Francisco and thank you for your ongoing commitment to these efforts. I've spoken long. I'm not sure quite particularly eloquently, but I hope you sense my passion on this. I am a true believer, and I really do think the best is yet to come. Thank you all very much for coming out today.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. And the mayor's vision has definitely infiltrated our city's bureaucracy. It's been really fun to work with all the city departments in everything we do because no one ever said no to these good ideas. We got a lot of things done in a very short time. And in addition to the great cooperation within the city, we've begun to identify those partnerships in the private sector. And clearly some years ago, City Car Share came to this very civic center to start the car sharing philosophy with us and for the residents of San Francisco. And here today is Brent O'Brien, Director of Member Services for City Car Share.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. First off, I want to say thank you to the mayor for putting together this great showcase. It's obviously an indication of wonderful leadership and a great vision. I also want to thank Barbara Hale from PUC for getting everything together, and certainly Ed Lee for getting all 7 of those departments and all 20 of us companies together and working hard on this. This initiative is really important to us, and we're so honored and glad to be a part of it because it's going to educate the public on the benefits of green and sustainable transportation, which is something that's near and dear to our heart for the last 8 years. This initiative also marks the kickoff of our first and only, but hopefully soon to be many more, hybrid plug-in vehicles. If you think about the hybrid plug-in vehicle and the way that car sharing works, car sharing is usually very short trips for very minimal amounts of time. So as you use these and as our members use these, I think the net result will be that they'll rarely have to fill up a gas tank because they're only using them for a couple of hours and a few miles. So everything that will power them, hopefully, will be done through Caloom's wonderful charging station there, and that's going to be a real green and clean ride. Speaking of clean and green rides, City Car Share came to San Francisco in the Bay Area 8 years ago. And when we did that, we made a commitment to, introduce only fuel efficient and energy efficient and very environmentally friendly cars that didn't pollute the air. And in doing that, we were able to save probably in that time somewhere in the neighborhood of 100, 200 million pounds of CO2 in that time. So it's been an incredible run for us. And this year alone, with introducing these kinds of vehicles and the help of our great members, we're going to probably save another 35 million pounds of CO2. So that's something we can all be proud of. I should say before I get on, because I'm rambling here, that we don't do this alone. We've got a lot of great partners out there. One of them is, I hope they're here today. One of them is Three Prong from Berkeley, who were kind enough to work with us and to turn around our plug-in hybrid quite quickly. And to boot, they donated all of their time and a good portion of the conversion. So they've been true partners in this, and we really hope that we can partner with them in the near future to introduce many more of these. So with that said, thank you for your time. Thanks again, Mayor, and thanks again to all of you who've helped to make this thing happen. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brent. Also, one of our newest partners in the car sharing business, and one that will be working with us along with City Car Share, is Zipcar And here to say a few remarks is Mark Norman, President and GM of Zipcar.
Thank you, Ed. This is a beautiful day, and in stark contrast with the weather we've been having. It's a great pleasure to be here. I want to certainly begin by recognizing the leadership of the city of San Francisco, Mayor Newsom, on the environment and climate change in general. I can't say enough that coming from the East Coast, moving at the speed of government here in San Francisco requires your seatbelt, let me tell you, and really is setting a high bar for everybody else to follow. A couple others that I want to recognize, Ed Lee and Barbara Hale, and the colleagues at Coulomb, City Car Share as well, and the great work that you guys have been doing in car share with us in the city of San Francisco. And with A123 Technology, a company that partnered with us for plug-in hybrid conversions and providing the technology for the vehicle you see behind me today. I want to recognize Michael Uribe, our general manager here in San Francisco, and all the teams that just went the extra mile, all in electricity, mind you, to make this a great event today. We're here because we share the same goals as the mayor and my friends here at the podium, chief one being carbon emissions reduction. We've got more than 250,000 members at Zipcar, sharing more than 5,000 vehicles across North America and in Europe. And I want to just say that studies have shown that each shared car takes about 15 cars off the road. So for those of you with your calculators out, that's 82,000 vehicles we've removed since our inception in early 2000. And our car-sharing members also drive less. Brent talked about CO2 reduction on the part of car-sharing members, and we've estimated that the emissions reduction from the combined Zipcar membership over the years is now approaching 1 million tons of CO2 reduction. So as much as we're proud of those facts, though, the reality here today is that our members are still driving cars. So we want to look for ways to reduce those emissions even further. In 2003, we were the first company to broadly introduce hybrid cars in Seattle. We also tested EV RAV4s with Toyota in Boston. The fleet today is an alphabet soup of clean technology acronyms: ULEV, SULEV, PZEV, and today we're here to introduce another acronym as we launch our first ever plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, the PHEV. We've polled our membership in January, and one of the things that they just resoundingly told us is that this is mainstream interest in this type of technology. It's not just the leading edge anymore. They're interested in plug-in hybrid electric vehicles and alternate fuel solutions in general. The results from that survey were definitive. The overwhelming majority have said, we want to make a difference, make it easy for us to drive the latest and greatest technology. So today, we embark on a pilot to test these electric vehicles. And one of the things that we've seen over the years, and this is another point where we've got to really hand it to the partnership here, is that the visible presence does wonders for awareness of car sharing and a better way to use a car. And the visibility of these spaces here, the investment in the joint partnership of the charging stations is really going to make a difference in mainstream adoption for this technology. It's clear that they want to participate in the next generation of automobiles, but for many people there are questions. They say, how does it work? Where do I charge it? What does it look like? How does it drive? Well, thanks to Mayor Newsom, the answers are literally right here in front of you. The combination of great parking spots, cool and secure charging stations, and the wheels when you want them, vehicle access technology, give just about anybody who wants to drive an electric vehicle an easy and a cost-effective solution. Nowadays, that's about all you need to really start a movement. So we hope that by making the next generation of EVs readily available and easily accessible, we can help accelerate the day when Mayor Newsom can certify the Bay Area the EV capital of the U.S. and I hope the world. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Plug-ins have been, over the past few years, primarily underground. And helping us bring that technology from the underground to the above ground has been an exciting partnership with Coulomb Technologies. Here to speak about that new technology that is unveiled today, Richard Lowenthal, founder and CEO of Coulomb.
Thank you very much. It's Coulomb, unless you want to say it a different way. Well, first I want to thank the mayor for ordering up this weather. We were a little concerned, but with Mayor Newsom here, we knew he'd take care of the matter, so thank you very much. And thank you for the opportunity to come here and speak today. I'm I'm not as practiced a speaker as the mayor, so I'll speak from written remarks. We're clearly proud to see our charging stations here in the streets of San Francisco and are struck by the commitment that the mayor and the city have to cleaning up our air, fueling our cars on a fuel that we make here in the United States, and providing a low-cost alternative to gasoline for the people of San Francisco. What makes this announcement unique for us is the commitment demonstrated by Mayor Newsom and the city staff to not only purchasing a city fleet of clean vehicles, but also bringing clean cars from the two premier car-sharing companies, Zipcar and City Car Share. Inspired by and in support of the leadership shown by San Francisco in bringing together these three fleets, Coulomb today announces an entire suite of new products added to the ChargePoint network. We call this suite of products our Fleet Management Portal. Our Fleet Management Portal was developed specifically to support green fleets like those at the City, Zipcar, and City Car Share. Frankly, we dramatically accelerated this product as a result of the leadership shown by San Francisco. Here are a few of examples of services brought to you by our Fleet Management suite of products. The ability to know which cars in the fleet are fully charged and which ones aren't, and where the ready ones are. The ability for a fleet manager to know that all the fleet cars will be ready for use in the morning. That is, you didn't forget to plug them in. A reminder sent to the driver and fleet manager if the driver forgets to plug in. A message sent to the driver's smartphone, which I have been receiving today, when his or her car is fully charged, so you'll know when your car is ready to go. A message sent to the driver's smartphone if an unauthorized person unplugs the car, so you won't be stuck. A report of greenhouse gases saved by the fleet. Do you know that every time you plug in one of these cars, you save 7 pounds of greenhouse gases from the atmosphere? And we can accumulate that information for the fleet owner, in this case for the city of San Francisco and for Zipcar and City Car Share, and provide them the reports they need to justify investing more in clean vehicles. These key features will allow the effective management and efficient use of clean fleets like the three represented here today. We at Coulomb wish to thank the mayor, the city of San Francisco, City Car Share, and Zipcar for showing true commitment to our future by investing in the fleet of the future. These leadership actions will ensure two things: that the city and share fleets will be good for our environment and national security, and that the car-buying public will be inspired to choose a clean car when they choose their next vehicle. Although it is undeniable that this suite of products was inspired by action taken here in San Francisco, we will be making them available throughout our network, now available in 37 of these United States. That's the dramatic effect that leadership like that shown today have nationwide. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, the underlying alternative clean fuel that we're all talking about is our electrical power. And with that, the Assistant General Manager of our PUC, Barbara Hale.
Thank you all very much. This is a wonderful opportunity for us to acknowledge that San Francisco has a very unique electric supply. The vehicles that you see here will, throughout the 2-year period of this pilot program, be fueled by greenhouse gas-free hydroelectric power that the City and County of San Francisco owns and operates. So I think that's a wonderful thing for us to showcase here. It's not just the commitment that the city showed and the city family working together through Mayor Newsom's extraordinary leadership, Ed Lee's encouragement of all of us, the 7 family members that were referred to earlier. It's not just the effort that got us to this point, but the ongoing effort of the 2-year demonstration. And the fact that these vehicles will be repowered every day through our clean, renewable hydroelectric power that the City and County of San Francisco owns. So we're very proud of that at the Public Utilities Commission, and I'm very pleased to represent the Public Utilities Commission in thanking the city family, Coulomb, thank you. City Car Share and Zipcar, the Department of Environment, DPW, everybody who got involved. It's really a wonderful opportunity to showcase what San Francisco's beautiful hydroelectric assets can bring you. So more clean air, more clean power. Thank you all very much, and thank you, Mayor Newsom.
So before we answer the myriad of questions I know there will come, we're going to have a little demonstration of how the ease of plug-in of these vehicles can be. So Mr. Lowenthal and our mayor, please demonstrate how we plug in these cars.
Yes.
You want to wait for the camera? You want to get